From Outer Chaos to Inner Balance, a 28-day immersion. Hi, this is Nirmala Shekhar, a body talk practitioner from Singapore, and we are on this 28-day journey. We are on week 4 today, marching forward. We started this week with looking at opportunities and possibilities. And yesterday we looked at our choices, the right choices that are going to take us towards the possibilities and opportunities. Today, day 24, we are looking at self-care. When we have a car and we use the car regularly, how do we take care of the car? We ensure that it gets the best petrol or fuel for its engine. We ensure that it is not worked 24/7 non-stop, that it gets proper rest. We also ensure that it gets serviced regularly. We also make sure that we give it only in the hands of a good driver, a safe driver, and we may also take insurance. Now, if a car that's going to take us from point A to point B requires so much care and attention to work well, do we not need to give the same care, if not better care, to the self that's going to take us from point A to our future, to the opportunities and the possibilities? So today's topic is focused on self-care. And different people understand self-care in different ways. We feel that if you have taken time out to go for a walk, or if you have given ourselves a good massage, then we are doing self-care. It is self-care, yes, but there's so much more to self-care. I'm sharing a diagram here. If we look at the circle in the center, all of self-care starts with self-love and self-acceptance. That is the foundation of self-care. And around self-love and self-care, self-love and self-acceptance, we have another circle, which is self-awareness. Without this awareness, we are not even aware of our needs. And today, as we go from one activity to another, we have sort of quietened down, we have suppressed this self-awareness. So we are not aware of our needs in the different areas. So before we can address the different areas, we need to start the self-awareness process that's going to prompt us to say, hey, look, we are working too hard, or we need a break here, or I need this factor in my self-care to be attended to. So self-awareness, which is built on self-love and acceptance, is the trigger that's going to ensure that we are able to take care of our needs. On top of the self-love, acceptance, and self-awareness is stacked 5 different areas of our needs. We start with the most simple and something that most of us are familiar with, which is our physical needs. Our physical needs would include safety, security, protection, hygiene, proper nutrition, regular movement, not doing too much exercise or not doing too little exercise, a balanced physical movement, also ensuring that we have proper rest and sleep, relaxation to ensure that we shift ourselves out of sympathetic into parasympathetic mode, that we also shift our brain and our body into the alpha mode so we are able to feel good about ourselves. And also ensuring that we have clean hair, clean water, and sunlight. Last year, we spent a week in Tromsø, Norway, during the Christmas period, and we couldn't see the sun. And by the end of the week, it was so difficult for us to be in that space, even though everything else was beautiful, to be in that space without access to the sun. So I realized just how important sunlight is to all of us. From the physical needs, we move on to our energetic needs, where we have to ensure that our energy, the subtle energy, the chi, the prana that's flowing through us is flowing smoothly, is crossing over from left to right, is not stagnating in different areas, that we are properly grounded. Energetic needs also include ensuring that we are breathing well, that we are in a state of balance. It provides balance to us. So ensuring that our energy is moving well is important. We can address these needs through mindfulness, through stillness, through silence, meditation, knowing that some of these strategies address not just one area of our needs, but multiple areas. So we can know that when we are looking at mindfulness or meditation or stillness or silence, we are addressing multiple areas of our needs simultaneously. We then move on to our emotional needs. All of us want to be loved, to be validated, to be cherished. It's a need within all of us. All of us want to ensure that we are able to make a difference to at least one person's life. We also need a space where we can be with our feelings without trying to pretend to be feeling something we are not. Being creative, being joyful, being happy, all of those are our emotional needs. And very often in the rat race of life, we forget about some of these needs that we have. We then move on to our intellectual needs. Intellectual needs is, making sure that we are not leading monotonous life, same thing day in, day out, that there is a little bit of variety, that we have the right stimulation. Too much of stimulation may be also not necessary, but not having any stimulation is also not advisable. So having the right stimulation, stretching ourselves out of this comfort zone with new ideas, new concepts, all of those would be our intellectual needs. We then move on to our last need, which is our spiritual need. What is a spiritual need, one may ask? The spiritual need is one of ensuring that our life has meaning, has purpose. It is knowing that I am able to make a contribution to something higher. I'm able to contribute to people beyond just my narrow circle of me and my small group of family friends. I'm able to contribute to something higher in whichever way I can. Spiritual need also ensures that we live a life of values. Whatever values are important to us, it could be honesty, it could be integrity, it could be love, it could be peace. Whatever is our value, to know that I'm focusing on and living those values in my daily life, all of those would be a spiritual need. So ensuring that we are looking at these needs becomes part of self-care. And of course, we cannot attend to all of that simultaneously at all times. Life gets in the way. But knowing they exist and knowing that we can work towards them in whichever way we can is important and is part of self-care. Again, by listing all these needs, I don't want us to feel guilty and say, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this, because that's why we start with self-love and acceptance, start with where we are, and then move on with self-awareness to an area that feels comfortable for us. It may be physical needs, may be easy for us, emotional need may be easy for somebody else. So we start with what is easy and accessible to us, and then slowly start working around the circle. In due course of time, we'll be able to address most of our needs. So I leave you with this map of self-care that's going to take us towards the possibilities and the opportunities. Thank you for joining me on this 28-day journey. Bye-bye. Namaste.